conversation that went on forever. So, I was wanting to do the PA for that game, and I'm be out of town. I hope you got somebody.
We found the legendary Coach Smines to step in. So he does a great job.
Yeah.
And thank you this year for helping out as well.
Yeah, it was my pleasure. I did a couple, so I'll do more in the future.
I've said to many individuals around town and some of the other ADs, we've got one of the best scores table, has to be in the state of Iowa, between our announcers, scorekeepers, timers, shot clock. I mean, everybody.
Yeah, for sure.
So there'll be a social media blast out there soon with thanking everyone that was a part of that. So boys are sitting 6-11 right now. They play their final conference matchup tomorrow night at Burlington. So the freshman boys will play at 4:45, followed by JV boys and then varsity boys. And then they have 2 non-conference games next week against 2 very good opponents, Solon and Mount Vernon. Both of those games are home Tuesday and Thursday. Same schedule, 4:45, followed by with the freshmen, followed by JV and then varsity. We will not find out their postseason placement until February 12th. So next week we'll find out where they're at. Most likely looking at a road game for the first round.
And any idea who is in the even universe of opponents for that?
I'm going to guess it's going to be our conference. So I think it's going to either be, we're kind of sitting in that 6th seed. So it depends who they give the 2 and the 3, but I think it's got to be probably a lean towards Mount Pleasant or Keokuk, which Keokuk just took care of Mount Pleasant pretty good the last game, but I think Mount Pleasant's still winning the league overall. So
a lot of parity there.
Yep. Moving on to wrestling.
All I care about is beat Solon.
Yeah, we'll get to see what they look like here next week.
No offense to Solon, but I hate them.
Well, that's when you're hated, it usually means you're pretty good.
Yes.
So they've had a lot of success. So moving on to wrestling.
All right. Yes.
Our wrestlers will compete Saturday at Williamsburg for the state qualifier, and that begins at 10 a.m. That event will be streamed. I should have said this earlier. The girls' postseason game will not be streamed. There's costs associated with that, and so. But the wrestling meet there will be streamed, the qualifier.
Okay.
We'll share that. I think I've already shared the post that has the stream and information on our activities Facebook page, but we'll be resending that information out over the next 3 days, probably once each day. So good luck to them. I think there's roughly 9 wrestlers that will be going to compete for a chance to go to the state tournament, and the state tournament's next week. So those that qualify, coaches and managers will head up Tuesday after practice and we have the morning session. So weigh-in is 6:30 a.m. or something like that, 7 o'clock, something like that is what Coach Chambers was talking about. I think they start wrestling around 9. So pretty early.
First and second place qualify for state. Is that it, or is it?
First? Yeah. So I think 3A is the top 3. Still go to there. There's not as many teams. Okay. So. Yeah, so that's all next week. Every wrestler that qualifies will wrestle on Wednesday, but then obviously based on how you do, if you can get at least 1 win, then you advance to Thursday and so forth. Right. So, bowling, we had the conference bowling meet yesterday for the boys and girls. Caleb Zigolowski ended up finishing 3rd, 1 pin behind the second place winner. But
congratulations,
all conference. He received an all conference award for that. So he's had a fantastic senior year. Has been kind of the leader of the bowling team and has put a lot of hard work in. So their postseason, the girls' postseason starts on Monday down in Ottumwa at noon, and then Tuesday are the boys' regional state qualifying tournament bowling meet on Tuesday down at Ottumwa as well. Okay. So I will save archery for the archery team here for their update, but that's a wrap. I mean.
You got any choir, dance, theater stuff?
The play tryouts will begin here soon for the spring play, so that will be happening. We have a large group and solo speech happening. There's always something going on for kids to be able to be involved with pretty much round the clock at the high school.
I'm shaving my beard and trying to get in there on a high school play.
I don't know if you could pull it off. They might let some adult, maybe. I
think if I colored my hair on the sides.
You could dye it blonde. Yeah. Blonde. Surfer blonde. Put a couple earrings in.
Carry a board.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks, Coach. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll be with the archery team and some of their stud archers.
At the Capper Auto Group, we put our customers' needs first and understand that everyone is as different as the vehicle they select. We offer new Ford, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, and Ram vehicles in a friendly environment that puts you in the driver's seat. When it comes to service, we maintain factory-trained technicians and competitive pricing. The Capper Auto Group still believes that service after the sale provides the best customer experience. Come see the Capper experience for yourself.
You know, it's not a question of what all you have and so on with your life. It's who is in your life and how much you care for them and how much they care for you. And Tammy definitely cares.
I met Tammy about 20 years ago when her daughter was in Special Olympics and I was coaching. Told me that she was into doing senior benefits. We became even closer friends. She cares about everybody, especially the seniors, so call her.
In the heart of rural Iowa, where community matters most, the connections we make are made to last. Meet KCTC, your hometown internet, phone, and TV provider. At KCTC, we're not just about technology, we're about people. Our dedicated team are your neighbors, committed to bringing you top-tier services right where you live. We believe in giving back to the community that raised us. Experience the power of a real connection with KCTC. Join us in building a stronger, more connected Southeast Iowa.
All right, and welcome back to the Patterson Miller Sports Page. I'm your host, Todd Patterson. I'm excited to be joined in the studio today by the girls varsity archery team. To my right is the head coach, Chantel Helfrich, as I believe I pronounced correctly.
You did.
Yes. So welcome, Coach. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Why don't we quickly introduce our stud archers here. So we've got, why don't you say your name?
I'm Lily Brown.
They got tuck in the microphone.
I'm Madison Conway.
I'm Cameron Williams.
Just yell. Here.
I'm Peggy Miller.
All right. You guys can move those a little closer this way, maybe. So, Coach, thanks for being here today. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your season so far and where you guys are at in the season?
We've been doing pretty good this season. We came in pretty strong. We did miss quite a few practices because of the weather, so I feel like our team needs a little bit more to get going, but this weekend is the last weekend to qualify for state.
Okay.
So it's a big weekend for archery. The scores have to be submitted by Sunday at midnight. We have our last tournament at Cedar Rapids Prairie this Saturday.
Okay.
And I think we've taken first in everything except for 2 tournaments this year.
So is this a pretty big tournament then this weekend?
Yeah.
Okay. So how many teams will be there? Do you know?
Oh, probably at least 8 because it's Cedar Rapids. There's a lot that go to those.
We had Kathy Stender on here and she was very helpful in just with sort of the basics of archery. So we'll get into level 200 stuff today, but maybe for the viewers and the casual archery fan, you could just remind us like what the events are that these ladies are competing in, and maybe a little bit how the scoring works.
Okay. So if they choose to shoot both block, which is a bullseye target, or 3D, which is animals, there's 6 animals that they get to shoot, they get 5 arrows, and they do 3 rounds at 10 meters on block, and then 3 rounds at 15.
Okay.
Each arrow is worth up to 10 points because 10 is the amount of the score in the bullseye. So
Okay.
you can potentially score 300 points in one round.
So that's a perfect score.
Yes.
300 points.
Yes.
Okay. So a 600 point day would be a very good day.
Well, they only get 300 total.
Oh, so it's 150, 150?
Yep, 150 for 10 and 150 for 15.
So
Unless you do both block and
3D. Well, 3D scored a little different because the lowest number that you can get on that is a 0, but then the next highest is a 7. Whereas bullseye, you go 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way up.
so the lowest score you could get is 0 still though.
Yep. Yep.
Okay. All right. Phew. All right. So qualifying for state, why don't you tell us a little bit about where you are in terms of qualifying for state at this point?
Okay, so right now, the state rankings, we are in 18th for bullseye and 7th for 3D. And then I think the middle school team is in 12th for bullseye, 8th for 3D, and elementary school is in 10th for bullseye and 8th for 3D, and they just shot their highest score this last weekend, the elementary team did.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So really you've got so you we were saying off camera, you have to be top 20 to qualify for state as a team, I assume, right? So you got an opportunity to qualify in every single one of those events, it sounds like, right?
Yeah.
And then is there individual qualifying?
There are
Additionally?
individuals that can qualify.
Okay. So like if your team doesn't qualify, or can you qualify in addition to your team?
You can. It just depends on how high you shoot. The competition is really, really stiff now. I mean, 6 years ago, kids were only shooting 250s at state, and now it's 299s and 300s.
Wow.
You know, so a lot of kids that have shot over 280 are already qualified for state.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whether their team goes or not.
Yep.
So how many archers do you have on your team? Like we're talking about the girls team in particular, or
Oh, we have girls and boys
so
together,
it's girls and boys together.
and there's about 40 kids on our team this year.
So they will all qualify for state?
Well, it just depends. There's a lot of different factors that go into
Okay.
it, on how well they did throughout the season.
Okay.
There are some rules that go into qualifications for state too that the state places out.
Okay.
We make our rules a little bit harder on them.
Oh, well, that's
Yeah.
nice of her, isn't it?
So we
Thanks, Coach.
Yeah, the state wants them to shoot like a 260 at least twice or a 265 at least twice, and we ask them to shoot a 270.
Okay, so
Yeah.
so your team qualifies for state, and then you are then placing the additional they have to do a 270 in order to travel, basically.
Right.
Is that right?
Yeah.
And where does the state meet?
It's in Des Moines at the fairgrounds, and it is on March 1st, 2nd, and 3rd.
Inside? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's lucky probably. All right. Well, anything you want to add? I want to come back and talk to your stud archers here.
You
in
go
just a
ahead and
second.
start picking on them.
Why don't you want to take a quick break, Alex? Because we got a whole boatload of people to talk to here. All right. Take a quick break.
Federation Bank is a locally owned bank providing award-winning customer service. We believe that we are more than just a federation of banks, but a federation of communities, serving Brighton, Richland, Wellman, and Washington, Iowa. Federation Bank's highly skilled staff is here to make sure you are able to accomplish your personal and professional goals, whatever they may be. Federation Bank, your family bank. Family owned and operated by Andy and Sarah Ross, Ross Auto has been your vehicle repair and maintenance headquarters since 1935. We specialize in all makes of cars and light-duty trucks. With our variety of available services, let us help you keep rolling and your vehicle operating efficiently. Services include general auto repair, alignments, brakes, fuel injection, and more. Schedule your appointment today at 319-653-5656. That's 319-653-5656.
I am Melissa Westfall with Homegirl Realty. Heather and Charlotte and I have worked together for many years, and we have always had a vision to have a business together.
I'm Charlotte Howard, and the good news is we bring a very high level of experience. We have a combined 80 plus years of experience in this real estate marketplace.
I'm Heather Merrick, and Homegirl Realty brings a lot of things to the table. We have phenomenal communication with our clients, buyers, and sellers to make sure things are going smoothly and you don't have anything to worry about.
Washington County Hospital and Clinics, providing quality health care that puts you first. Whether during a hospital stay, seeing a primary care provider for wellness exams or sick visits, minor surgery to a total joint replacement, or recovering from an injury, we're here when you need us.
More than you expect for your health care. Washington County Hospital and Clinics.
All right, welcome back to the Patterson Miller Sports Page. Now my favorite part of the show where I get to terrorize the high school students who elected to sign up for archery this year. So let's go ahead and, Lily, if you'll start, let's go ahead and just remind us of your name quick. And
I'm Lily Brown.
And if you would just hold on a second.
Sorry.
No, if you would
nervous.
That's okay, you can be nervous. Just say your name and what year you are.
I'm Lily Brown, and I'm in 10th grade. I'm Madison Conway, and I'm a junior.
All right, now you got to shout out to your mom again.
Hi, Mandy.
All right, Cameron, what's your name and what grade are you?
I'm Cameron Williams, and I'm in 11th grade. I'm Peggy Miller, and I'm a junior.
All right, so Peggy, I'll start with you. Let's. How did you get into archery? How long have you been shooting arrows?
I have been shooting arrows since 4th grade, and basically my older cousins did it, and then they gave us a paper in 4th grade, and they were like, "Hey, come sign up for this." So I did.
And what do you really like about it?
I like meeting new people. I get to meet a lot of new people when I go to tournaments and everything.
Yeah. So, what's your highest score?
My highest score is a 264.
So you got to hit a 270 this weekend, don't you?
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah. What do you kind of average? Do you
My average this year, I haven't been doing so hot. So.
Well, that's kind of a Jimmy Crack Corn attitude. Yeah. No, you got to have positive thinking, visualize.
I've been shooting 300s every time.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
See, no problem.
I'm just great.
All right. So, Cameron, how about you? How long have you been shooting arrows?
I've been shooting the arrows since I was in 4th grade. So you can do the math on that. I don't know.
7 years.
7? Okay, yes.
I'm actually reasonably good at math.
Good job.
Thank you. Not at archery, though. So you have to tell me that. That is 7 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're good.
And then I got into archery. I think I was just bored, and I had nothing better to do. And I saw, my parents saw it, and they're like, maybe you'd like it. And I did, and I ended up liking it.
So what do you like best about it?
Nope, can't say it. Peggy, nope. Socialization.
Socializing.
Thank you.
Socializing is your favorite
I like
thing.
that. Practices, you get to see your friends, and then tournaments, you can meet new people and talk.
So you guys all pretty close on the team?
Yeah, reasonably.
Reasonably. That sounds a little controversial. All right, Madison, how about you? Let's talk about how long have you been shooting arrows? How long have you been doing archery?
Since 4th grade.
7 years also.
Yes.
Okay. And some of your favorite things about archery?
I would probably say the practice. It's just very nice and comfortable there.
Do you guys ever cut your fingers with the feather?
No, I never have. I've never met anybody that has actually.
Yeah, you have. You've met me. I've done that before. I don't know. Do you wear a glove or not?
I don't. Your fingers are behind the feathers. He found a way though. Yeah, I'm confused. He probably.
The last time I shot a bow and arrow, I cut my finger with the feather. This finger.
He held his finger out.
Yeah. He was doing that. I see that.
Yeah.
Did it bleed a lot?
It was like a paper cut, which I get a lot of. I'm used to. There's no panic. I just dealt with it. Peroxide, So what do you like about shooting?
Probably the social aspect.
The social aspect? Yeah. So it just sounds like it's pretty fun, right?
Is.
Like you just get to hang out with people and travel. And do you guys ever talk to the other teams?
Yes.
So do you have friends on the other teams too?
Acquaintances.
Do you ever try to get in their heads? Is there archery trash talk?
There could be.
Like you trying to bow up on me?
Depends on who your partner is. Yeah, some
People do try.
Do they really? Like, what's something? Come on. If it's swear word, you can bleep it out.
Well, they just like manipulate you on the line, I guess, is probably the best way to say it.
Like move you around physically?
No, like
they distract you.
Yeah, like they will like stare you down or like possibly blow air into your face maybe.
Really?
Like let out like a big sigh or something.
This sounds pretty serious.
Yeah.
I've had girls before who like they'll look at the target after we shoot and they're like, "Oh, you didn't do very good that round."
And does that get in your head?
I mean, a little bit, but it just makes me want to beat them.
So, but you don't do it
And then
back.
she
Do you
does.
do back to them or not?
No, I try to hold myself in a respectable standard.
Okay.
Represent Washington archery well.
Okay. All right. I was just asking. I don't judge. I had nothing to do with it. All right. So Lily, what? Same questions. How long you been shooting, and what do you like best about it?
I think I've only been shooting for 6 years, so 5th grade. And
You're in 10th grade, right?
Yes. 4, 5.
That's 5. I don't.
5, yeah.
Well, 4 to 11 is 7. Then 5
Okay.
to 10 it'd have to be 5.
Okay. Anyways, but as the three of them have said, the social aspect, just making connections with your partners and who you shoot with, and just like all the teams in general is really enjoyable.
So do you have the same partner every time when you shoot? No.
You get a different partner every time.
Assigned by the coach or assigned by the tournament?
Assigned by the tournament.
So you're shooting with a partner from a different team?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. And these are the people who blow air and things like that and sigh really loud? All right. So Lily, do you do any other activities at Washington High School?
I do. I'm in softball and volleyball.
Okay.
And I'm a part of Upward Bound as well.
Okay. What is Upward Bound, I guess?
It's like a Kirkwood
extension?
I don't know how to really describe it. It's Upward Bound Math and Science. It's basically
For smart people?
it's for underprivileged students where you get to go to colleges and get help with tutoring and just the career choices and just
cool.
all that.
Thought about healthcare?
Yeah.
Yeah. There we go. We can talk later. All right. Madison, how about you? What other activities are you involved in?
I'm just involved in archery and FFA.
Archery and FFA.
Yeah.
Any, since you're a junior, I'm going to ask, even though you can just tell me no.
Okay.
Do you have any future plans at this point?
I just know I want to be in the healthcare.
Yes.
Possibly occupational therapy.
Oh, okay. Well, let's talk. Let's chat. No, that's actually, you go into occupational therapy and you can write your ticket. You'll get a job wherever you want. That's the great thing about occupational therapy. Cameron, what other activities are you involved in?
Just archery.
Just archery? Yeah. Do you know what you want to be when you grow up? That sounds bad.
I think I want to go into MRI technology, somewhere in there.
That's fantastic. You should talk to Madison's mom about that. Oh, you do? All right, let's take the sass down just a touch. Okay? All right. So, Peggy, what are you thinking about? What other activities are you involved in?
I'm involved in wrestling. I do track.
Which I'm positive now I interviewed you for wrestling.
I am positive that you have not.
Can you please pull the tape? It was last year. I'm positive.
That was Jillian.
Is she your twin?
I've actually been asked if we're related before.
Maybe I'm just confusing you with something else. Okay.
Okay, so I'm in
Old.
wrestling, I do track, I do archery, and then I'm also an FFA.
That's fantastic. Any future plan? I know are you guys seniors on this team?
Yes, I do. I only have 3 this year.
Only 3? Do you have any future plans at all?
I do not.
Healthcare?
It's possible.
Okay. Sounds like it's more than possible. Is there collegiate level archery?
There is. We actually had a senior last year that got a scholarship in Southeastern Illinois Community College for archery. He competed in Vegas this last weekend.
Could do worse than that. Where was it? The Sphere?
I don't know. Oh. It only showed me the inside of the building.
Well, what happens there stays there. That's what they say. So you never get a lot of information out of it. So any of you have an interest in competing in archery at the next level? You ever think about that?
I have not.
Would you like to?
Not too sure yet.
You get to use a site, guys.
Yeah, it changes a lot when you get to college, I think. And I think it'd definitely be different doing it without the people that I started with.
So you think for you guys, you wouldn't necessarily want to do it without your friend group around. Is that what you mean?
Probably.
Even if it paid for college?
Oh, they pay for college.
Well, that's why you do sports in college quite often.
It happens.
Sounds like a good plan then.
Yeah. Well, so I want to wish you guys the best of luck. It sounds like you're right there and, have a good chance of qualifying for state. Have you guys hit 270?
I have.
You have?
I have as
And
well.
Lily has? And Cameron, you have?
Yeah.
I'm sure
We'll
you're
get you
gonna.
there, Peggy.
I'm sure you're gonna be fine, Peggy. Let me know. Well, I want to wish you guys very, very best of luck at. You said Cedar Rapids Prairie this
Yep.
weekend, Coach. Great luck. Best of luck. So when is the state tournament again in Des Moines at the?
It's March 1st, 2nd, and 3rd at the State Fairgrounds.
That's not. It'll be a blast if you qualify for that, won't it?
Yep, it's always
Where
fun.
where do you guys get to stay?
We kind of pick where we want to stay. A lot of people try to pick the same hotel, though.
Yeah, that'd be like you get to spend like 3 days with your crew, right? And acquaintances from other schools.
Yep.
And you can get in their head all weekend long. All right. Well, best of luck, ladies, and we'll be watching. How can we watch? Is it streamed or anything?
It's not streamed, but we do have a home tournament that is after state qualifiers coming up on February 24th. So if you'd like to come see us, we'll be at the high school for our fun shoot.
Okay. I will definitely try to do that. I've been to one. I can't remember one of your home meets. But that was right before Kathy Stender was on, and I thought I better learn a little bit because all I ever know is that I cut my finger. So
I'm still confused how you did that.
well, you know what? We didn't have the fancy equipment back then. I think we might have had to make our own bows.
You got a stick from the yard.
Stick from the yard and make our own arrows. Wouldn't go through anything. Anyway, it's my issue, not your issue. I'm sure you guys will have fun. Okay. Well, thank you for joining us for this edition of the Patterson Miller Sports Page. I'm your host, Todd Patterson. I'd like to thank Coach Helfrich and her stud archers for being here today.